Please rise, if you're able, for the playing of our national anthem. Please be seated. Please welcome Chief Executive Officer, United Airlines, Scott Kirby.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone. Isn't this a beautiful airplane? Well, thank you all for being here. I love everything about an occasion like this, standing here in front of this airplane. Everything about this country. I just love being here and being able to talk about this. But before I start, I want to thank a few people for being here with us. Jack Potter and several members of the board of MWA helping us build what is going to be an amazing airport here at Dulles. A number of folks from DOT, Assistant Secretary Bradbury here with us as well. Thank you. I think my favorite VIP in the room today, my son, Sean Kirby. Stand up, Sean. Claps for himself. That's good. He takes after his dad. My second favorite Sean that's in the room today, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, is joining us today too. So. And finally, everyone from United Airlines who has made United Airlines the best airline in the world. Thank you for everything you do. You are the face of United. You're what makes us great. It really is an honor to be standing here today celebrating this aircraft and what it means for our nation's 250th birthday. All of you that know me know that I truly love this country and everything it stands for. Even just standing here today when the band was playing, it took me back to my days, marching on the parade ground at the Air Force Academy at Daniel. Remember that? It just takes me back to that, and I just love this country, and it really is the greatest country in history. And what the Founding Fathers bequeathed to us 250 years ago is really unique in the annals of history, what has been created here. And this country, while it's not perfect, one of the things that makes it the greatest is we continually get better. And every year we're continuing on that path, and we get better and better and better. And it's the most diverse society on the planet. It is the place with more freedom and opportunity than anywhere that exists anywhere in the world. And I know that one of the luckiest things that ever happened to me was to be born here in the United States of America, and I'm incredibly grateful to all the Founding Fathers who created something so special 250 years ago that we get to celebrate, coming up here on July the 4th. And at United Airlines, we are a huge part of really spreading that around the globe. And 120,000 employees, 8,300 veterans here at United. Thank you to all those veterans. I see some flags waving. Thank you. We have about 200 employees, primarily pilots, that are on leave, military leave right now, serving in the Gulf. Good to hear that hopefully is coming to a conclusion. But people that raise their hand and volunteer when the country needs them are there to serve. And so while we do all that, we also are a critical part of really spreading the culture, the values, the traditions that make our country great around the globe. And of everything that we do at United, that may be the thing that I am most proud of. And we say here at United that we're about connecting people and uniting the world. And what that really means is we're the largest airline in the world. We're by far the biggest global carrier here in the United States. And what that means is every year we're carrying millions of U.S. citizens around the globe to experience other cultures, other traditions, and other perspectives, and learn from them and understand them. More important than that, we're bringing millions of citizens, foreigners from around the globe to this great country to see in person what it means to be American, to see the opportunity, to see the energy, to see all the great things that happen in this country every single day. And I think the most important export that we have in this country is not oil, it's not corn, it's not airplanes, it's culture. And when the rest of the world sees what we have here and aspires to be like us, the world is a better place for that. And United Airlines plays a front and center role in spreading that culture and those traditions around the globe. And I'm proud of our ability to do that. I'm proud of our people for doing that. I'm proud of them in the moments where it really matters. When the Afghanistan happened, and we had aircraft on the first airline around the globe with aircraft on the ground bringing people home. In this hangar, the refugees sleeping on cots in this hangar as we got organized. When COVID happened and the Delta variant hit in India, our people were flying aircraft that were filled with vaccines and medical equipment to India. No passengers on board, but filled with equipment for them, and coming home filled with the families of diplomats and others trying to get back to the United States. So we're there in those moments that matter, but we're there in the day-to-day interactions that really bind the globe together and have the United States as a beacon of light to be shared with everyone. So thank you all for being with us here today. I'm honored to be standing here. I'm proud to be standing here. I'm proud of everything that we've done at United to make United the best airline in the history of aviation. But mostly I'm standing here not as the CEO of United Airlines, but as a U.S. citizen who is a proud American and happy to be celebrating with the rest of the country with this great aircraft. So thank you all for being with us today. And with that, I'll introduce my second favorite Sean in the room, but my favorite cabinet secretary probably ever, the man who's been really amazing as the Secretary of Transportation. We've made more progress at the FAA and in transportation, I feel like, in the last year and a half than we have in my entire career. So it really has been great to have a partner, someone who you can call anytime, text anytime, and if there's an issue, we'll respond, we'll try to help. Doesn't always agree with what we want, but we'll always try to move the system forward. It really is a huge asset as a country, and the progress that we're making at DOT and the FAA is going to leave us with a much better air transportation system. So it's my pleasure and my honor to introduce Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy.
Thank you, Scott. It's great to be here with everyone. Before we talk about the plane, if I could just take a quick moment, I would tell you that I have the best department in all of government, bar none. We affect people's lives, how they travel, how they move, and how they do it safely. So to be here as a secretary, I couldn't be more honored. And to be here on our 250th birthday as United is unveiling Stars and Stripes. I don't know who was the artist who developed your livery, but it's absolutely gorgeous. As I know, the airlines all compete for passengers and pricing. I know there's a little competition going on about what airline was going to roll out the coolest and the best livery. Scott, who always plays United well, he's like, I'm going to go after everybody else, see what they've done so I can up them. And it's beautiful. So well done, United. Well done, Scott. It's gorgeous. What I think is so cool is that, as Americans, it's in a time where we can sometimes be a bit divided. Our birthday of this great country unites us. It brings us together. And to think that it's not just Americans that want to celebrate their birthday, but we have so many companies that are leaning in to say, no, we want to participate. We want to take some of our profits and lean in to a celebration that really underscores, and Scott mentioned this founding idea that man could self-govern, that we could do it ourselves, that we had the power, just the laity, if you will, I'm Catholic, that we could manage our own affairs. We didn't need kings to manage us. We could actually vote and take people from our society and elevate them and have elections. And to be part of that 250-year history is so cool, and to see companies lean into this celebration as well it's exhilarating. And I don't know if anyone was at the fight last night or anyone watched the fight at the White House last night. It was absolutely epic to watch a UFC fight at the White House. But again, to celebrate this 250th birthday, I would just also note we're going to have a race in Washington, D.C. The last race in Washington was a horse race in like 1802. It was horses. We are going to bring Indy cars to the mall, 185, 190 miles an hour, to also celebrate. Scott, hopefully you're going to come to that as well. Maybe we'll get a United car somewhere in there. We'll see about that. But again, our country's leaning in all kinds of ways, and it's, again, not just for us planes. We've had trains train companies wrap their trains. Buses have been wrapped. So it's a really cool time. And if I could maybe just mention the veterans, the freedom that we celebrate is we wouldn't have it if it wasn't for men and women who raised their hand and were willing to make the ultimate sacrifice to continue to perpetuate that freedom. And I know that you at United, Scott, you think you said 8,300 veterans. So to all the veterans at United and around America, we are grateful for all of your service and all of your sacrifice, because what we celebrate today, we wouldn't be celebrating without what they've done for us. So thank you to all the veterans in the room. And maybe just quickly, Scott mentioned what's going to happen at Dulles. Again, I think there's maybe more complaints about Dulles, the people movers, and and you fly into our country and it's so great and so awesome, and sometimes our airport here doesn't represent how great our country is. It needs a major facelift. That is underway. It takes a little while to build airports and make sure it's fully functioning, but that is going to happen. It's going to be a beautiful, fantastic, I would say state-of-the-art airport. We can hopefully retire. Maybe in a museum we'll put those people movers, which I hate riding, by the way. Again, a lot of things are happening in aviation. We're working on our modernization of the air traffic control system. You guys have a great airline, and you move people around the country, but around the world, as you said. But you don't have anything without safety. And we are driving safety at the FAA with modernizing our systems, but also bringing new technology on board that will help us be more efficient. So we spend less fuel, there's less emissions, but you get to move from place to place more quickly. So you spend less time in your travels and more time with your family or in your work, wherever you're going. So it's going to be historic when we start to actually see the benefits of that, and I'm looking forward to making sure that, again, we drive that efficiency and we bring in even more safety. Before I step off, I just want to thank everyone who works at United and the pilots. I usually fly out of Newark, so I usually fly on United. So thank you all for all your great work keeping us safe, and usually on time, and usually my internet working. Sometimes it doesn't. It's across the spectrum, but you guys do a great job. Thank you for all you do at United. Listen, I couldn't be happier to be here. Scott, thank you for what you've done with this beautiful plane, leaning into America's birthday. We have a few more weeks before the 4th, so prep maybe some cold beer, cold soda, Sean, maybe cold water, and some hot dogs and brats and cheese curds, whatever you eat. We are going to have a great American birthday, and to be able to, if you're lucky enough to travel, to be on one of these beautiful American liveries, to celebrate this great country is going to be so cool. So again, Scott, thank you for inviting me. United, thank you for all that you do, and looking forward to together celebrating this great country and this great birthday. Thank you.
Please welcome Air Force Major General, retired, and Senior Vice President, Technical Operations for Reliability and Execution, United Airlines, Jeff King.
All right. Hey, well, good morning. First of all, I'd be absolutely remiss if I didn't thank the teams that prepared this aircraft in this hangar. Having done this about 1,000 times before, it usually comes at the worst time, and there's a ton going on. So to the teams who prepared this wonderful venue for us today, thank you so much. I also want to say welcome again to our DVs. And by the way, little known secret, if you're a United employee, a member of the community, elected leader, or someone who has or currently served in the military, you're a distinguished visitor, and we're happy to have you here today in this small venue, so thank you. So one of the things I love about Scott is he's absolutely contagious. His pride for our country, his pride for United, and I just want to build on a couple of things he talked about how United contributes to this great nation of ours. First and foremost, we're an absolutely essential part of the robust logistics network that powers our world-class economy. If someone or something has to get there, there's no one better at getting a person, a thing, at a place, at a point in time, and we're proud of that. Second, we're a proud member of the CRAF, the Civil Reserve Air Fleet, and in that capacity, we're the first in line to provide the Department of War with extra lift capacity for not only contingency operations, but humanitarian relief efforts like the Afghanistan withdrawal. The third is United for Vets. We've got about 4,800 people in the company and around that help us put on events for veterans in the country, put on military appreciation events in small towns across this great land. And one of the things that's near and dear to my heart is they have a small team very focused on hiring military members. And so from the cockpit to the flight line and so many professions up through, United for Vets does this wonderful job, and Captain Thomas is going to talk a little bit more about that. And as for my personal testimony, I went from leading aircraft maintenance in the biggest and best Air Force in the world to now getting to lead aircraft maintenance in the world's biggest and best airline. It's like a dream come true. Thank you. Yeah, for an aircraft maintainer, this is like Toys R Us. This is a great place to be. But unbeknownst to Scott and his E-team, while they were considering if I was the right person for this job, I was considering, is United a company that I want to join? And you can imagine corporate values, ethics, corporate culture, coming from the military were all things very important to me. And so as I went out to do my research, the first thing I discovered is this energetic, innovative, magnetic CEO who happened to go to the Air Force Academy, so I know he bleeds blue. And I thought, and what was great is that I learned that he put people on par with mission, and that means a lot, and that's not always true. So I'm like, okay, now I have my attention. The second thing I discovered was United Next, our bold, innovative plan to break barriers in the airline industry moving forward. So you can imagine the Air Force is pretty innovative. All right, now my ears are perking up. I'm in. And the last was the phrase, good leads the way. And there's a lot of companies out there with nifty corporate slogans, but sometimes there's a say-do gap. So I was determined to find out if United walked the talk. Now I'm 8 months in, and I can absolutely affirm it. This opportunity comes through this team, celebrate our country in this way, continue a career of aircraft maintenance. It really has been a blessing. And with that said, I would like to introduce Captain Rob Thomas, who's going to spend a little more time talking with you about United for Vets and how we hire those personnel. So thank you very much. God bless you. God bless America.
Thank you, everyone. Today we employ more than 8,000 military veterans across our airline, with hundreds more actively serving on the front lines. These are pilots, technicians, leaders, and professionals who bring valuable skills, expertise, and professionalism to every corner of our global operation. But just as important as how many veterans and service members we employ is how we do it, how we lean in, and how we support them once they're here and during their transition from the military uniform to the civilian workforce. At United, we're all in. We're all in, leaning in and investing in our United Military Pilot Program and our United for Veterans employee-led business resource group. These programs help identify the skills gained in uniform and translate those skills into meaningful career opportunities where we know that our veterans can make a difference on this team right now. But what's most important is what these men and women represent: leadership, resilience, and a commitment to something bigger than yourself. Today, as we celebrate America with this bold 250th anniversary livery, we're also celebrating a big milestone in our United Military Pilot Program. I'm proud to announce that since 2024, United has transitioned more than 600 pilots from the military to United to join our team. And we're not done yet. By the end of 2027, another 500 military pilots will join our team to fly these jets. Could not be more proud of that program. Personally, to all of our veterans, our military families, and our active duty service members here today, I want to extend a heartfelt thanks that I think you've heard from everyone, from Scott, from Secretary Duffy, and from our Vice President of Tech Ops who put this aircraft together for us. We thank you for everything that you do. Your leadership, your commitment to something bigger than yourself, and your constant sacrifice for our nation and for us is what makes days like this possible. So thank you. And lastly, as we look toward the future, I want to thank you for ensuring that the values that built this great nation and that strengthened this nation after 2.5 centuries continue to bring us together, continue to make us united, and continue to drive us toward the brightest future we have. Thank you. Now we'd like to welcome back our amazing band to play us out.
American Originals, thank you. That concludes today's programming. Thank you for joining us.